Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayasha the house of David. I am Ayashetad with Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp. All right, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Salakia. All right. But without further ado, Lord willing, this lesson be edifying unto the body. Okay, so we're going to go to the book of 2nd Esdras and going to start in chapter 2, and it's going to start at verse 1, and it reads, Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by my servant the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsel. All right, so Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi sent his word out, all right, to Yahawashi to speak unto the prophets. Abaratazah, we be those men who are out on the highways and byways teaching sound doctrine, all right, teaching the doctrine of GMS, coming out of GMS, from Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramah, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Gabar, all right, the elders, and the body in the order of the body that it falls therein, all right, men that who are teaching the right doctrine. Abaratazah, we be those men, all right. Salakia. This is going to be the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 1, and it reads, Call now, if there be any that will answer thee, and which of the saints wilt thou turn? Slakia, will thou turn? All right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi has sent his men, his prophets, all right, to proclaim, all right, who will answer him? All right, the men out on the highways and byways, all right, teaching the 144% truth, the doctrine, all right, the bared witness, all right, for Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, who has been elected. All right, this word is calling out unto in the multitude of the 1/3. But to those elect men, the prophets, first and foremost. Abaratazah, we be those men. All right, dropping down to verse 10. Slakia. All right. And this is the book of Job, chapter 5, Salakia, chapter 5 and verse 10. Who giveth rain upon the earth, and sendeth water upon the field. All right. To set up the high, those that are low, that with whose mourning may be exalted to safety. All right, so Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi is using these men. He used those humbled, meek, all right, humbled and meek in that case to speak out unto you people, to rebuke you. All right, he didn't choose the rich man to rebuke you. He chose a man that he chose, all right, who could be simple and understand the directions that were given, but yet be complex and smart enough to be obedient to the law that I tell you. In the essence, to be a actual smart dummy. You're so smart to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi and understand through his will that he gave you. All right? But the world will look at you as a dummy for putting it all on the line, for not having faith. Or Salaki, for having faith. because the world was not given or doesn't believe in the faith that you have. All right? I'm going to read that again. Who giveth rain upon the earth and sendeth water upon the field. All right? Yahawashi is the water. Is he not giving you the living waters? In the bones of the dry valley? Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi? And this is talking about the actual earth in the field as well. But metaphorically, it is talking about you. All right? The multitude of the 1/3. The prophets receiving word from Yahweh. Verse 11. To set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. All right? Be exalted to safety. That 1/3 is exalted through safety, to safety through the fire by Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi and his mouthpiece, the prophets. All right? Through his will. He sent his messengers to speak a message out unto you. Who's the message calling out unto? All right? This is a limited time offer. All right? But it is it is sent out to many, but it is for few. Just so you can't say that I didn't that Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi didn't give you a chance, didn't extend a offering, a invitation, a welcoming unto you. You did. You just didn't care to hear it because you're in love with this world. All right? And the things that come with it. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Chapter 8. Slakia. Chapter 8 and verse 1. And it read, Doeth not wisdom cry? Doeth not wisdom cry? Hey, men are out on here on the highways and byways teaching the sound doctrine, coming down out of GMS. All right? Through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. Coming from head apostle Tahar. All right? Apostle Gabar. Apostle Ramla. All right? Apostle Rakah. All right? And the elders. All right? The men of GMS and the brothers who are teaching that sound doctrine. All right? And the men we learned them from. All right? That are teaching sound doctrine. Cannot say that enough. It is a sound doctrine that is needed for your growth and your learning. Salakia, let me continue. Book of Proverbs. I'm trying to pop my ears, Salakia. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 1. Doeth not wisdom cry, and number and understanding put forth her voice? All right, so the understanding is breaking the scriptures down. Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi has a body of men who can give you the word. 144,000 elect men. All right, that Yahweh and Yahawashi have handpicked to make you understand this. If it be Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi's will. All right. Verse 2. She standeth in the top of the high places, by the way in the place of the path. All right. Salakia. All right. So once again, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 2. She standeth in the top of high places, by the way, in the place of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. All right? Yahawashi has this word going out all over the planet. All right? With men out on the highways and byways, prophesying, teaching, all right? Putting up videos, all right? Calling out unto you, all right? And ultimately we know it's the 1/3, all right? But first and foremost, the 144,000 elect men of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahawashi, all right? Calling out unto you, calling out to the multitude of the 1/3 after that 144,000 number, all right? Book of 2 Timothy's, Salakia, 1 Timothy's. Chapter 2 and verse 5. And it reads, Ye also, as living stones, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer unto Slakia, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the power by acceptable to Yahweh, all right, our power, Yahweh, by Shem Yahawashi, by Yahawashi Hamashiach, all right. This is an acceptable sacrifice if you're teaching the true doctrine, hearkening unto Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi's words to the best of your ability. Okay? Hey, giving it all that you got. All right? Giving it all that you got in your lot. All right? Roughly paraphrasing, you can never go too hard. All right? For Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi. Salakia. Gotta go, Salakia. Going back to the book of Job. Chapter 1, and I believe verse 11. But put forth thy hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse. Salakia. Nope. I think I wrote that down wrong. Salakia. Might have wrote it down wrong. Let me check one more place. Salakia, I wrote that script down wrong. I apologize, but let's go to 2 Timothy. But nevertheless, Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi, doing the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. All right, this would be the book of 2 Timothy, 1 Timothy. First Timothy, all right, 2nd chapter, starting at verse 5, and it reads, For there is one Yahweh, and one mediator between Yahweh and man. The man, the man, which is Yahawashi Hamashiach. All right. So Yahweh has a mediator for us, which is Yahawashi. Verse 6, who gave himself a reason for all to be testified in due time. Who gave, Salakia. Let me read this again. This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 6. Who gave himself a reason for all to be testified in due time. All right. So we testify about this account, and this is the due time. This is the appointed time. All right. When Yahweh first wrote the book, because Yahawashi is mentioned in the volume of the book. All right. Throughout all time. All right. This is the prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. All right. Verse 7. Whereunto I am ordained a preacher and a epistle, I speak the truth in Hamashiach, and lie not. A teacher of the Gentiles in faith and in virtue. Salakia, faith and virtue. All right, that faith and virtue that we have is teaching. All right, teaching that we are the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, that we are the Gentiles that are spoken of. All right, not knowing who we are or were, being in an alienated state from our laws, statutes, and customs. Understanding who we are and whose we are. The gift and the glory of salvation and obedience. All right? Because without obedience, you don't have the gifts of the glory. All right? Verse 8. I will therefore that a man pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubteth. All right? In like manner, Salakia. That was it on that. Salakia. And the book of Romans. It's going to be the book of Romans, chapter 9. Chapter 10. Salakia. Chapter 10 and verse 9. It's the book of Romans chapter 10 and verse 9, and it reads that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth that Yahweh, all right, sent his only begotten son, Yahawashi, Lord Yahawashi, and shall believe in thine heart, believe in thy mind, all right, that the power hath risen him. He had risen him, all right? He had risen him from the dead. Thus shalt thou be saved. For when the heart man believeth unto righteousness, all right? For with the heart, your mind, man believeth righteousness. And with the mouth confess is made unto salvation. Confession. Slakia, confession is made unto salvation. So confessing that you believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. All right? Confessing that you believe in the accounts that were spoken of in this book. Confessing that and believing that Abaratazah, we be those men who were written in the book. All right? Of the multitude of the 144,000. All right? The 144,000 first and foremost, and the 1/3 to see salvation of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. All right. I have a couple more scripts, and I'm gonna go ahead and close out. It's gonna be the 1 Corinthians, and it is going to be Slovakia, not 1 Corinthians. This is going to be the book of Acts. Sorry, got a glare. Book of Acts. Chapter 4 and verse 10, and it reads, Be it now unto you, be it known unto you all, and to all the people of Israel, that by the name of Yahawashi, a Mashiach of Nazareth, whom ye crucified, whom have risen from the dead, even by him doeth this man stand here before you all. This is the stone which was set at naught of your building, at nigh of you builders, which is become the head of the corner. Became the head of the corner. That cornerstone. All right? The cornerstone. Verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given amongst men whereby we must be saved. All right? Where we must be saved. The reason that we can be saved is through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi, but him sending his only begotten son, Yahawashi. All right? And go, and I'm going to read the first script that I started with. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, I brought this people out of the bondage, and I gave them my commandments by my servants the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsel. All right? Despise the counsel. All right? 2/3 of our people despise the counsel. But the point is that he sent his prophets. Who was his prophet before the prophets? The first original prophet was Yahawashi. All right? He gave Yahawashi his commandments to give. All right? All the way back to receiving the 10 commandments. All right? They were given by him. All right? So Lord willing, this is edifying unto the body. I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachak. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity. Truth and sincerity. All right? To the Bayashid Dabadat, the house of David. To the next time we say Shalom, Wad, Abal, Babal.